After cleaning up the crime scene from my bedroom, I went out and told her that I didn't know that was going to happen, and I did not mean to do that. She said it was okay, and that she was just going to head home. We had an awkward goodbye and I struggled to go to sleep. Now you'd think the nightmare would come that night, but no, something worse came 2 days later. So we went the next day and a half without seeing each other and barely texted. And I went to go hang out with some friends that live near a college. They had other people over who I didn't know all that well, but had seen before. A friend of a friend type of thing. These were all people who went to the college nearby, as well as where my girlfriend went to school. At some point one guy came up to me and we were conversing until he asked if I knew this girl. It was my girlfriend's name, by the way. I said, oh, yeah, very casually, not knowing if he knew I was dating her. He then asked, did you know her boyfriend did this when they had intimacy for the first time? And he pulls out his phone and shows me a picture of my floor covered in diarrhea. I was extremely shocked and panicked inside, but kinda calmly said, oh God, what the hell? That's gross, and started to walk away. I went outside and started to freak out and mentally spiral, not knowing how he knew that happened, and why he had a picture of it. Then I realized she could have taken a picture of it while I was in the bathroom. But why would she take a picture of it, let alone show other people? I didn't know how any of this was happening, but I asked one of my friends to drive me home. When I got home I cried as I walked through the front door. I was devastated over how much she betrayed me and how I was ever supposed to trust her again. After an hour of crying I managed to calm down and went around finding anything that was hers, and throwing it away. It wasn't anything important, just cute notes and pictures. I sat down and texted her if she could come over and talk, and she said she'd be there soon. About half an hour later she came by, and I had to act normal as if I wasn't crippled from the inside out. So that evening we finally had a real conversation about what happened. I asked, hey, can we talk about first time? She said okay in a bit of a hesitant way. I restated that I was so sorry for what happened, and I was totally embarrassed that it happened. She said that she's shocked and grossed out by it, but it wasn't something she wanted to break up over. After that I calmly looked at her and asked, okay, so then why did you send a picture of it to other people? She was totally shocked and started to stumble with her words. She clearly didn't know how I found out, but she started saying that she don't know why she took a picture, and that she didn't mean to spread it around. She only sent it to 2 friends, because she didn't know what to do in that situation, and she was just trying to ask them for help. I said okay, that may be the case, but not only could you have texted the situation, you actively took a picture and sent it to them. Which is being sent to people I don't really know or trust. She started to get emotional and say how sorry she was, and how she didn't want me to know she took the picture. And I can see why she wouldn't want me to know about it, since she went around showing it to people behind my back, while I was still mortified that I even did it in the first place. She said again that she doesn't want to break up over this, but the work is done and always will be, and I wasn't sure if I could trust her after this. And if I can trust you with the most intimate parts of our relationship, then I don't know if I can trust you ever again. The situation went from an awkward conversation to heartbreak really fast, as I had to ask her almost 10 times to leave. I eventually got her out the door and slid to my knees crying as I leaned on the door. I haven't heard from her since I broke up with her, and I don't know if I will trust anyone completely. I felt betrayed, and humiliated, and to give someone your first time, isn't something I can get back. And people say your first time isn't perfect, and I can confidently say that's an understatement from my experience. I think it's safe to say 2023 isn't my year.